All right. Welcome to Wednesday Evening Encore. We hope everyone are doing well. So, a spark is quiet until it finds oxygen. That's how we're going to start it off. A spark is quiet until it finds oxygen. That's what happens when your clients talk about you. That's when they happen. That's what happens when they talk about you. Their stories become oxygen. Their stories become oxygen, and it's proof that your brand breathes. It's proof that your brand has life, that it it's alive, and that you are doing what you can do to help your clients and their outcomes, their stories become the oxygen that your business needs. All right. So on this particular episode of Wednesday Evening Encore, I'll show you how to turn your testimonials into living proof. Stories that don't stage, but sacred, that are sacred. All right. So I want to give you proof that sells without you having to shout. Because on social media, there's a lot of shouting these days. And it's almost as if people are in a shouting match. And so for you to be able to give proof without shouting, that's what you're going to get out of this particular episode of Wednesday Evening Encore. So let's be honest. Most business owners collect testimonials like receipts. How many of you have testimonials that you've stored, testimonials that are perhaps in your phone, pictures? You frame your testimonials, and then what happens? We forget them. But the truth, your clients' stories are the heartbeat of your credibility. And so when they're buried under a stack of thank you so much type of blurbs, what's happening is that you're suffocating the power of your proof. So you already have the testimonials, you already have the reviews. You don't need any more. What you need is resonance, because people don't buy what you sell. Let me repeat, people don't buy what you sell. They buy what they can see themselves surviving. And so when your client's story is mirroring your audience's pain, your offer becomes a bridge and not a pitch. Remember, we've talked about over the many, many weeks, almost every week, we're talking about the clients are buying the bridge. They're buying the bridge to their destination, where they want to be. They're not buying the planks that make up the bridge. All right. They're not, and the planks that make up the bridge are the pitch, is the pitch. So your clients want to buy the bridge. So here's the flip. The more your proof breathes oxygen, the less you have to do. Your story starts doing all the selling for you. It does it softly, it does it steadily, and it does it sincerely. But let's go a little bit deeper. There's a psychological reason why stories outperform stats. And it all is because of the magnificent computer that we have inside of each of us, the human brain. The human brain has something that's called mirror neurons. Mirror neurons. That's when someone, that's when someone hears a story and their brain doesn't just listen, it rehearses it. It rehearses it and repeats it. So what that means is that your audience hears a client describe the transformation, and then what happens? Their body starts to experience it. Their body starts to feel the calm. The body starts to feel the confidence. The body starts feeling the win. And that's happening all before they even buy your product or your either whether if it's a tangible product, a digital product, or having your services. So put yourself in that situation. Have you seen or heard something where you can almost like you could see yourself there? You could see yourself experiencing a situation, or either if it's making a purchase in a new outfit, on this vacation, uh, a self care experience, all before you even buy it. You could feel the calm, you could feel the confidence, you could feel the win. And so remember, the calm, the confidence, and the win, all of those are the outcomes before they even get there. And so what you're providing is the bridge of them feeling calm, of having confidence, of them feeling the win. But here's where many brands get it wrong. They showcase the praise and not the proof. I'm gonna repeat that. They showcase the praise, not the proof. They post a quote, "Oh, she's amazing," and wonder why none of their posts are converting. Because your next client isn't looking for applause. They're not looking for, oh, how great you are. They're looking for permission. Your client is looking for permission. Permission to believe that it's also possible for her. That's what they're looking for. So let me paint the contrast. So let's say you have two testimonials. One says, let's say, working with her changed my business. All right. The other one says, before working with her, I felt invisible. I had the product, but no clarity. After 6 weeks, I had words that made people finally say yes. Now, take those two testimonials. Which one do you feel more? That's the science of empathy that meets marketing. So, emotion transfers belief faster than information ever can do. Now, your ethical guardrail is that your client's story is sacred, not strategy bait. You don't want to exaggerate results or add glitter to her growth. Her humility is the hook. However, if you tell her story with honesty, you earn your audience's trust. And the trust is what scales faster than the tactics. So what I'm gonna do now is give you, let's see, a framework. I'm gonna give you a framework that consists of five a 5-step framework. 5-step framework, a mini case study, and then um, some ways to give you some relief. All right, so here's your what I'm going to call your client as the hero framework. Here's how to turn your quiet testimonials, your testimonials that may be in type, maybe a DM, maybe a text message, or whatever it is. Here's how to turn those quiet testimonials into captivating narratives that build both profit and also presence. So you don't have to worry about writing these down. If you want to write them down, it's fine. I'm going to keep these up on Instagram. Of course, those of you who are watching this on YouTube, you have it already. You can simply go back and review this. So step one, start with the before. Start with the before. Name the emotion, not the problem. For instance, she was overwhelmed hits harder than she needed marketing help. You see the emotion? The emotion earns the empathy. Step two, name the shift, not the solution. Instead of saying something like, I built her strategy, replace that with, she stopped second guessing herself. That's transformation and not transaction. Step three, paint the after in the texture. Show what life feels like now. Show what life feels like now. The sound, for instance, the sound of your client's Stripe notifications, of that money that's popping through. The claim in her voice when she says, I know what I'm doing now. That's the story breathing. That's the story breathing. Some people, it could be, like I mentioned, money. Some people, it could be the voice of relief, hope, faith, right? The emotion, right? So where are they after all of that took place? Step four, tie it to the promise. Tie it to the promise. Every client story should reinforce your brand promise. If your promise is clarity, show your client seeing clearly. If your promise is calm growth, show your client feeling steady, meaning steady, S-T-E-A-D-Y, steady, right? Consistent. Step five, let her speak. Let your client speak. A direct quote, her own words, is the oxygen. Because when things are in her tone, your next client hears safety. All right. So here's a case study of a client who used this 5-step framework of the client as a hero framework. And her name is Mariah. Mariah went from posting tips to telling stories. So instead of saying, my coaching helps women grow, what she did is she shared a screenshot of her client saying, I finally raised my prices and no one blinked. That one sentence, that one screenshot of the client saying that tripled her engagement, because that's proof that breathes. And when your client stories breathe relief and belief, your brand inhales trust. So this is what I want you to repeat. I want you to repeat, my clients aren't props, they're portals. My clients aren't props, they're portals. All right. So I want you to say hero in the comments if you're ready to make your clients the face of your proof. And when you're ready to turn your stories into scalable systems, feel free to download your copy of the Visibility Voltage Blueprint. It shows you how to turn trust into traction so that your brand breathes through real results. All right. So next Wednesday, I've already have the topic in store for you. It is First Dibs Engine, a wait list that buys. We talked about a wait list a couple of weeks ago, and everyone was in was all in on that as well. So we're gonna talk more about the wait list, creating a wait list that buys. That particular episode, you'll learn how to turn curiosity into commitment. Turn curiosity into commitment before the cart even opens up. So until then, lead with her story and let your brand exhale. Until next time, thank you for tuning in to Wednesday Evening Encore.